Game on, everybody! We have an interesting one. Nothing Left goes up against Wind and Rain today, and we actually have a sub player. DAB couldn't apparently make it. Not sure if that's only going to be the case for game number 1, but he couldn't make it in time. Maybe he's going to join in later on during the series, but for now we have Nothing Left with a sub player, and it is Stefan Fritzmeier. Hope that's what's the last part of the name. But yeah, good old Nomi. So I want to see either Muradin or Stitches played by Nomi, and I want to have the good old Nomi Storm Bolts. You know, the ones where you zone out the opponent. The zoning bolts, the zoning hooks. Actually, on Stitches, he was always an insane monster that just connected every single hook, no matter how complicated and difficult it was. So I'm hyped for this one. That was not a sub that I saw coming in at any point, so this is going to be quite a little bit of awesomeness. Tracer gets banned regardless against him. That's actually interesting, because normally Tracer gets banned because DAB is on the other side. They banned Tracer regardless here in Volskaya, despite the fact that DAB currently, in game 1 at least, isn't here. So with that, we're having Anna and also Hanzo banned out. And what else? Mephisto. After all, Wind and Rain and Marker. And Berghult snap pick into Tyrael. Alright, so with that said, Nomi is actually right now, I would say like a German influencer that has in the past, at the beginning of Hero Storm, he has been a player, has been on multiple strong teams, was also playing for My Insanity, which later on became Team Liquid, or at least parts of that. Big parts of that. So yeah, has not played in HGC, hasn't played on the highest level in a long time, but still active in the Heroes of the Storm community. Casts oftentimes as well, one of the 2 most popular German casters at this point. And yeah, so I honestly did not expect him to come in as a sub here, but yeah, it's going to be some fun to see how that turns out. Junkrat and Malfurion get picked, and we're having also a Nuburak and Li Ming. So Bleak Kidney early on with a pick into Li Ming, going full mage here. And we're having Mopsio with the engage hero, trying to drop those cocoons, those stuns. Being a bit aggressive here on Volskaya. And obviously with Li Ming taken, you also take one of the tools against the Nuburak away from the opponent. There's no disintegrate against the cocoon, which is of course great as well. Reyna getting banned. Alright. No auto attacks for them right now here in Volskaya. With Tyrael already taken, question is still, are we going to get a full defensive layered position with also Blaze for Wind and Rain? Or are we going to see on the side lane someone else? First of all, we're seeing Arthas being banned out. Okay, keep in mind, Leo is still one of the most popular offlaners that we currently have here in the European meta. Blaze would still make quite a bit of sense here. Thrall, obviously, always a good pick on this map. And I could totally see here a triple frontline taken from Nothing Left and adding Thrall to the mix, with Li Ming being the main damage from the backline. That could definitely work here. So now we have Tyrande and Mr. Swiffer. All shall Swiffer. Nice. And what else do we get on the other side? What's the offlaner now that Leoric is already picked away? By the way, no Raxa here. Actually, Podipos could have played Raxa. This is a map where we've seen a lot of Raxa, and they oftentimes pick the hero. Team Russia still does, so that was definitely a chance to go for that. I don't really think that Wind and Rain is really a Raxa team. Too much here. And there's the Thrall. And Lunara! Alright, Bambi is in the game. Bambi in the house, bro. And that is a pretty high damage setup that they have here. Lunara can definitely do a lot of damage with this. So, yeah. If they get the drop on her, on the other hand, Nothing Left, that is. And she goes down pretty quickly, especially with Malfurion, obviously focus more on a heal over time than a burst heal. Last pick. What are we going to get for Nomi? It is Zarya. Okay, there we go. Zarya, baby. Let's move in. Game number 1, everybody. Nothing Left against Wind and Rain in our best of 5 series here in Division S Europe. Game on, ladies! Nothing Left. On the left side, we have Podibos on Leoric. We have Linked on Tyrande, Mopsy on Anubarak, Bleak Kidney on Li Ming. and Nomi on Zarya. Over to the right side of the map, we're currently seeing Wind and Rain, Maka on Lunara. We have Skog on Junkrat, Backhold on Tyrael, Galnigunar on Malfurion, and Max Passion on Thrall. Alright, so first question, Thrall Lightning, yes or no? Because keep in mind, he is currently the second... I mean, he should be on the solo lane, and if he's on the solo lane, that normally means you don't get a lot of stacks for the Crash Lightning, and yep, there we have it, the adjustment into the Echo of Elements. So again, this is the distinction that has always to be made. If you really want to get a lot out of the Crash Lightning, you normally want a third melee in the mix that can take over the solo lane, so you will find yourself in a 4-man the entire time and can play around that. Highly important here. So with that said, already we're seeing a little bit of a poke pressure here. Obviously Zarya currently attempting to get the stacks together for the Demolitions Expert. Great talent to be taken here too. We're having the two solo laners orientating themselves down to the bottom of the map immediately. Bambi hopping around here. Bambi with another hit, and oh, Bleak Kidney nearly dying here to that damage over time. Hoppity hop as the deer goes straight back into the mid lane. Already Max Passion poking around at the bottom of the map here, but yep, that's going to be a bit of a poke battle here, just generally speaking, because obviously we're going to see Maka try and get as much of his damage over time in as he possibly can. Natural perspective on level 1, so having a little bit more vision during all of these fights. Obviously we have both of the teams now at the 1 minute mark going straight for the turrets, as you should on this map. Get them as early as you possibly can. And we're also seeing, again, Junkrat with a poke between the top lanes. So now with the turrets taken on both sides, pretty normal opening for the two teams here. It's all about the question whether or not that healing beacon is going to be attacked, and if one of the teams really commits to it, or if they're just going to poke around a little bit. There's obviously Junkrat to consider for the control here. Nobody has really made a move yet for it, but there comes the attack. Nothing left, goes in and says, alright boys, let's go. Thrall's still at the bot lane, they know that too. So far he hasn't really made the rotation, and as long as he doesn't do that, the chances of the red team defending this are pretty slim. Lunara needs to be very careful too. We're still having that... Thrall is coming in, okay. 15 stacks, 16 on his Echo of Elements. And up at the top, still that little battle over here. Yeah, they're still playing around this. They're gonna try and leash it, maybe. Nope, they're triggering it again. Being aggressive around it. Lunara needs to be careful. Oh dear. Mopsio, on the other hand, also in trouble. And this time we have a kill. He goes down, and that's now an opportunity to go for that particular objective. Or, well, mini-objective. Go for the item, try and take that, try and claim it right now. Get a bit of a lead over your opponent. Thrall and Leo all is bot lane, which means this is a 4 versus 3 at this point. And Nubarak is just now coming back, but that's all the time that they need. Backhood nearly dying to Bleak Kidney's combo, then again. So he needs to be a bit careful with that. Maka still hobbling around here the entire time and trying to get that extra damage in. And that's really where Lunara is obviously going to get some value. Just look at the damage output that we're having. Lunara, when played well, is just insane. And in this case, oh dear, and yep, there she goes down. Alright, Bambi and her mom just died, and that is a sad moment for everybody. But 13,000 damage, you can't really argue with those results. So we're going to keep our eye on Maka throughout this. The Blossom Swell taken now on level 4 already. Alright, bit of an adjustment here. Also, we have the speed barrier again for Zarya, which means that we're going to see probably a very aggressive Anubarak through all of this. Down to the bottom of the map, still Max Passion with the quest obviously completed, looking at a really solid setup here too, especially for the first objective. Obviously, thanks to the kill against Lunara, the lead goes 2-0 left, but we're still having Wind and Rain starting to move in and trying to get a little bit of a progress for themselves and maybe even take over. Since they have level 7 already, it gives them a small advantage for a few seconds. That leads into the claim on it. We're having also the Wild Vigor taken. No Splintering Spear, no nothing. Wild Vigor instead. Alright, so that means you really have to start working these auto attacks in. Maka is already playing with fire here. Oh, the owl! The snipe! Tyrande taking aim, and that owl took down Bambi. And Anubarak dies too. Already the turrets on the ground, the double against one. Zarya with the shields again, but damn son, that owl just That was a homing owl if I've ever seen one. So yeah, they're taking over the point for now, but Lunara is back, so is Anubarak. Both of them are coming back into the fight here. The red team is really starting to threaten this though. So this is going to be a lot closer than I actually thought initially after we saw that kill, especially now with the Calamity taken. So far, Tyrande hasn't made a choice yet. Seems to be waiting for level 10. And as I say, the Khaldor resistance comes in instead. Okay, trying to work around that damage. In comes again Boss with a swing and a slow. Mobs here from the side with the first stun. They're poking around. There comes the combo. Make eats the blunt force of that setup, but they give up the Protector. They let it go. Protector number 1 taken. Leo in a little bit of trouble here at the bottom. Gets the drain against Max Passion though and stays alive. Ready to clean house another day. The janitor is on the move. In the meantime, we're seeing Skog to the top, nearly falling, but Blakidney is not able to connect that final hit. Also has to be a bit careful, since there's Protector. Definitely said, you know, oh, what? Blakidney dies, he shoots the combo and nearly takes down Junkrat, but then gets punished for his audacity here. Quite unfortunate for Blakidney, but a pretty cool play attempt here by him. Wasting a little bit of time on the Protector, who rotated topside to prepare objective number 2. And yeah, right now, they're trying to defend this for as long as they can, but obviously Fountain is going to fall. 17 seconds, and then again means that they haven't really accomplished too much. But they have level 10, and we are actually seeing Lunara with a Leaping Strike. No Thornwood Mines for her. Besides that, also Thrall with the additional slows, thanks to the Earthquake. Level 10 is still not ready, and a bit of a trap down here against Boss, who's currently just like Wraith walking away here. Well, McCrack just walked away. Doesn't sound as cool though. And at the top lane, they're aiming for the fort. And that's already a lot of damage on that. Without the level 10 abilities, nothing left was just sitting there saying like, nah, maybe you should take this a bit easy. But here comes the 10, and there we go. Biggest difference between Wood League play and high level play, Expulsion Zone is taken. Yeah, that's probably the biggest difference. This is what you see on the higher level of play, just because you're trying to make the plays around that. Whereas on the lower level, you see the Graviton Surge nearly every single time. So when it comes to Zarya builds, probably one of the biggest changes. Here comes the Mir's commitment though, with already Thrall dropping the ult. They're going for the Healing Beacon. Healing Beacon is dropped. Damage, they're trying to get the kills. The lockdown from Thrall. And Max Passion with a max value. Double kill by him. Nicely done. Well played. Max Passion able to get that setup. Yeah, thanks to the Wolf. Connected with both, they get both kills, and now they're looking at 5 kills against 2. And with that, they're taking a pretty solid lead in this. I mean, Mopsio is still working on his own stacks, obviously, for his level 1 quest talent. Wants to make sure that he gets those extra 500 HP. They're diving in the back. Nicely done by Marker. The turnaround. Sanctification on the ground on what looked like a potential kill against Lunara is now an easy kill against Liming, and a follow-up against Boss, who drops the turret, gets the entomb through Poti. Oh, and he still dies. But he nearly gets a counter kill here. Yeah, Nomi is also playing around this still, trying to see if they can maybe make something happen. Oh my god, no! Tyrael is down! And that was a bug right there. Mopsio moved in and got the kill. Linked is low and so is the Beetle. But Mopsio is still sitting around while Boss is waiting to respawn and sees if he can maybe slow down Max Passion a little bit more. And the answer is yes. Can they get the kill? He dodges the drain. In comes Blakidney. It's the kill. Gets the reset. And they kill Thrall and nearly take Lunara down. Holy hell. What a fight. That thing, that battle, that lasted minutes. It was just brilliant. Left, right, right, left the entire time, blow for blow and hit for hit. Nicely done. And now we still have that half-level lead for Wind and Rain, but nothing left is definitely fighting back into this. They're making the big boy plays here, and some of those setups were just nice. Blakidney coming in from the side here, cutting the path of retreat off, and then getting the resets with Liming. That was fantastic. Linked also with a couple of cool connects. And that was pretty impressive. And they're honestly starting to prep the bot lane quite nicely here. I mean, at this point, obviously you are trying to get the Fountain, but even just preparing for that is already a big win. Top lane is active, which means that we have the next objective on the map now. And there are no items left. There's still 3 heroes at the bottom of the map, and the Entomb. Max Passion looks more like Max Dead to me. And yes, that's the end of him. So they take down the Fountain at the bot lane, which is already big because it preps for objective number 3. They take Thrall down, which gives them a numeric advantage at this point. And they're starting with a level 13 talent, so now they'll make the rotation towards the top side in an attempt to take over the objective. 13 is ready for both. We're having on the side of Lunara, by the way, the greater spell shield taken here. Talking spell shield, she's not the only one. Thrall has the same thing. And there we go. Cocoon. And the stun is getting dodged. Marke just hammering that R key. Already on the other hand, that quick drop of that turret. Trying to get some damage through, but it gets eliminated pretty quickly. Thrall is back on the field and is starting to move back into the fight. But there's no level 16 on the horizon. Usually when we're talking about this particular one, the second objective, you oftentimes see already 16 about to be grabbed. Not so in this game. And right now, the damage output is still there. Talking damage, let's see what Marke is putting on the board. 40,000, like he's insane. Max Passion on the other hand, apparently he has not died enough yet. He goes down again. Mopsio also rather low, but gets the shield from Nomi, and that speeds him up thanks to the speed barrier. Marke is extremely low and is still... I mean, Marke is honestly, he is playing this game just so close to home at this point. He's really just like trying to be as safe as he possibly can while still dishing out a maximum amount of damage. Taking quite a bit... I mean, it's a little bit weird, right? Like, he's always toeing the line, and as I say, he gets finally dropped. And he's not the only one. That's the reason, that's the second kill. Okay, Caster Curse. He was actually playing it quite nice. He was taking risks, but always making sure that he was safe and didn't die. And then, just as I say that, he gets annihilated by Li Ming, who said, I got enough of this shit, I'm gonna drop you now. You've been hopping around way too much, and I am hungry for a little bit of that sweet deer meat right there. So we have the entire fort at the top lane pretty much taken down without the help of the Protector even. They're completely ignoring Berkul, who jumped in. And Leo has, in the meantime, just moved down to the bottom of the map. And now with the Protector taken right here, they can now, of course, easily try and get a little bit more out of this one. Level 16 is also close for them, so that's another chance to maybe even go for a keep, but they go into the middle of the map first. All about trying to get a bit of lane pressure going right now. We can rotate bot lane, try and take the fort there. In the middle, the wall is already annihilated. Down to the bottom of the map, we're having the position taken by Mopsio. Gets another globe for his quest, 2 away from completing it. And obviously with the beetles from Immortal, they can now also start to pressure into the fort itself. Having the Protector mid lane, there's another attempt at Thrall. Max Passion so far had a pretty shitty game. I mean, every time he's in the fight, he's a priority target. And guess what? That hasn't changed yet. He goes down again, cocooned, entombed, and annihilated. But Mopsio dies as well, so at least he died for a good cause. Marke, I mean, he just moved out. Just before the last combo connects here. There's no fort that has actually fallen through the Protector itself. The fort at the bot lane has taken a lot of damage. Ooh, the kidney is dead. Yeah, that's the end of him. But at the mid lane, we at least have the wall opened up. The lead in experience still goes to Wind and Rain. I mean, they are still having the lead right now. 16 talents are ready on both sides. It gives us also the Starwood Spear at this point. And, well, we're having on top of that, which is maybe a little bit more important, even the Epicenter taken. And Epicenter alone is obviously a pretty big game changer when it comes to the engages of Immortal. 47,000 damage on Lunara. Li Ming is still looking pretty solid here. Leap again. Hoppity hop. Bambi trying to get some value here. Broccoli comes out to play as well. Pushing Linked over again, straight into the damage. Marke sitting there. Hopping out, trying to change position. Anubara coming in. There's the quick entomb. No more leaps left, and that's the end. Nicely done by Podibos. Counting that out, knowing exactly that there's no charge left. Moving in and dropping the entomb just at the right moment in time, and it is the end of Bambi right there. So with this, we're having also the quest completed for Mopsio. Nicely done here by him. Good job. We're also having at the same time Tyrael still holding back his level 16. Hasn't taken that yet. The fort at the bot lane is obviously going to be easily dropped right now. And that is at least going to give them the like a slight advantage. There is no fountain on the blue team side at the bot lane either. So they don't have that. But what they indeed do have is that fort as a retreat point if need be. A quick fight over the next turret as we had a little attack against Podibos, but that obviously also gave vision. And that's another turret in their hands. So at this point, they have the items. And they're well, it's even in items. It's like a 1-1. But yeah, they take the item, and now they have also the lead in experience. And they can maybe even try to get a little bit more as they're moving for that particular healing beacon in the middle that has now obviously spawned back onto the map again. 11 kills against 9. It's a good first game, honestly. It's honestly a good first game here. And there's the attack. And they let it go. They do let it go indeed. They're trying to just play around here, but they're not making the play for it. They're trying to go for level 20, I would assume. Not taking any fights just yet. They know that they have a slight advantage, but ooh, that looks juicy. That looks like a juicy target for the engage. Leo again forces the ult on the side of Maka. Obviously, there's still some charges left, but still. Right now, that's a quick entomb, a quick pressure play. But without Buried Alive, you're not going to get that kill that easily. I'm sorry. So, yeah, with this, we're having, again, Nomi trying to also come in from the side. Yeah, there's the speed. Has the double with a level 16. Has an easy time there. Finally also taken with the Burning Halo from Tyrael. So has taken the next talent as well. Up to the top. Junkrat pushing it out. Bottom of the map. Thrall playing it safe, but still making sure that he pushes another lane out before joining the team. And obviously it's about the level 20 talents. That's what you're looking for again. Max Passion actually starting to try and go for a bit of an engage here. Backhold, not jumping in just yet. There we go. Objective has also just been announced and called. So now we have level 20. Nearly ready for nothing left. So at the end of the day, what this is most likely going to result in is a lead for nothing left on the progress. And that's already starting because level 20 is just so close that right now Wind and Rain doesn't even want to take that fight. But with the experience that we're getting from 2 lanes now for Wind and Rain, they will hit level 20 and will be able to force an even fight. But it obviously comes at a slight disadvantage since we have a lot of pressure on them. They're trying to also take that 40 in the middle. Oh, the Entomb missing, and that actually hurts. This one hurts. Yeah, they will have it most likely back for the fight again, but that's still a big cooldown that was just used by them. Level 20 still gives them a lead. And right now, Entomb or no Entomb, we're having the move by Wind and Rain. But the one thing that Nothing Left can actually do, they could still just give that up. They just could still simply say, you know what, just give it over, wait for Leo to have his ult back, and then we can go into this. They don't have to rush anything. They definitely have the time to wait for Buried Alive. And since Buried Alive is such a massive game changer, it's kind of something that you want to have when you're going into the battle. So, yeah, that is a pretty solid setup. And here come the 20s. With that, we're now seeing the Galloping Gate. We're also having the Earth and Shields, another great talent here. And the Battle Arena. Holy Arena is taken. And they're already going for the Cocoon against Tyrael. Trying to hit the Entomb and missing it again against Maka. He anticipated it and immediately jumped back. So now 2 of the ults are down. All of the ults are down, actually. But we still have the Earthquake being used. Zarya is dead. The sub eliminated. Linked is also incredibly low. Gets poked to death nearly, but survives, at least for the time being. Seeing at 200 HP. They're moving in with Pody again. They're trying to get a kill here. And they get it! They get the kill! Lunara was on the point. Pody is also about to fall, but again, he's Leo. He's going to be back soon. But it's a 3 versus 4 now. And that could be another protector, or first protector for Wind and Rain. They're still fighting over this. Maka is on the spot. But also Zarya is back in another 30 seconds. Damage output for especially Maka is at 75,000, which isn't too bad. Pody boss with a vision, with the slows. Can he come back in time to force maybe a bit of a fight there? 81, 83%. Can they actually fight this? Zarya in 17 seconds. Leo is going to be coming back faster. There's already turret for a turret. The trade right there. Pody with another drain. Overtime. They're trying to buy enough time for Leo to come back. Here's the ult from Li Ming. They're going for Maka. Nice Cocoon. That actually one is really good. Backhold is in trouble. Jumps out. Leo is back to business. Does he have the Entomb? He has the Entomb. And he's using it. And they get that kill. They get the kill against Tyrael. The explosion value, and Li Ming is dead. But this is looking good for Wind and Rain right now. Can Nothing Left turn it around somehow? Can they get a quick kill here? Yes, they actually can! And they get the double! Gulnar on Malfurion is dead too. It looked great for Wind and Rain. And then the quick kill against the main damage dealer and the support. Nicely done. Great ult from Nomi as Max Passion is getting bodied too. What a setup again. 16 kills against 12, and Oh boy, that was Gucci. That was actually really, really cool that they were able to get those kills after all. Now we have another protector in their hands. And obviously, with most of the forts already eliminated, they don't even waste time with the one in the middle. They're going straight for the bot lane as they're aiming for the first keep in this series. And maybe even for more, depending on their success, to land another Entomb, I'd say. At this point, obviously, they were hoping to end the game. And honestly, with those death timers, they might just be able to pull that off. Especially since we have Cocoon back up too. So that eliminates one more target. Nomi is already moving in together with a Protector. Yep, in comes the Riptire. Dishes out a bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. There's the Cocoon. Not even waiting for that. And they're trying to drop it. And it looks good. Looks really good for them. 60-50% on the core. This is looking fantastic for them. And that's going to be game number 1 as Nothing Left wins the first map in the best of 5 series here in Division S. GG and well played. Battlefield of Eternity, game number 2. Nothing Left with a big win here. Nomi fitting in well with his Zarya play. Now we have a very different map though, compared to Volskaya. Still expect quite a bit of fights here. And actually, when it comes to like the picks, there's still a couple of similarities that we have, especially when we're looking towards that Thrall again. Not only as a potential pick, also with a potential to go for Trash Lightning. That's definitely something that we should have there. But either way, we're having Diablo banned out here in Battlefield immediately. I honestly wonder if they're still going to ban Tracer, because I actually think if someone is going to ban Tracer, it's going to be Nothing Left. So, for now, we have Tyrael banned out. Yeah, there's the Arthur's ban. So Wind and Raid is changing their MO a little bit. First of all, their first pick, first ban, so they could pick Tracer if they really wanted to. But with DAB gone, they probably realized that Tracer ban on the first map was maybe not quite needed. It's not like there's no one on the other side that can play the hero, but usually a lot of the threat that comes from Tracer as a hero for Nothing Left comes from DAB. And we have a massive focus on frontline. Damn, son. If Nuburak gets immediately banned, and there is Li Ming right away. Okay. I'm intrigued. What are we going to see here right now? We're having our first pick from Maka. Snap into one of the best heroes that we have on the map. The poke from her is great. And obviously, since there's a lot of battles happening in the middle, you can try and get that reset value, which is always appreciated in a damage dealer. That's one of the reasons why for the longest time Genji and Li Ming was such a popular pairing. Hanzo and Malfurion. No Tyrande pick here right away. We're having Hanzo claimed by Blake Kidney, so definitely some burn potential against the Immortal itself. So that's already nice. And in the meantime, what else do we have from Wind and Rain? Do we first of all get that... I mean, we had Galgunar playing Anduin quite a bit on this map too, but there's still that Tyrande pick, you know, that's just really juicy here. And you probably want to go into your frontline at this point just because there's such a heavy focus on that. And we see nothing of it. Ana with Li Ming, so full nano boost, all the hopes in market at this point, and max passion on Urel. Which also means that they're absolutely not worried about frontliners at all. And if you are Nothing Left right now, you really look at this and you probably ban another tank. Pick your own tank, and there it is. Garrosh gets banned out. Now we could see a pick into Muradin, for example. I mean, we still have a couple of tanks around, don't get me wrong, but still, like, it's actually insane. I don't remember when was the last time that I actually seen this ban pattern or anything even remotely resembling what we're experiencing right now. So we go from Tyrael and Nubarak and Garrosh into bans on Diablo, Arthurs, and then finally, I mean, anything but a tank. Okay, they're banning 6 tanks. Okay, I yield. It's 6 tanks that are getting banned out. Could you even play another double tank? What could they do if they want to go into like 2 tanks at this point? Muradin and Imperius maybe would be options. There's Genji first of all, and ETC. Alright. Mobs are currently on Malfurion, and I'm pretty sure the swap round is going to change that. But yeah. That's actually... I love the 6 tank ban. Now, we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot here, but we still want to ban a tank out. How do we deal with that issue? Oh, nicely done. Johanna and Maiev round things out. So a late Maiev pick. She definitely has fallen in priority, but is still played occasionally, as here, for example. Alright, ETC in the house. And what do we get with ETC? What do you get with your side of beef? What do we have? We could definitely need a little bit more frontline from them. I mean, they need something that can take a bit of a punch here, especially with Maiev also being in the mix. Obviously, ETC is helping with that slightly already. And there's Illidan, okay. Alright, I didn't see Illidan coming. But hey, I'm game. I'm totally game. So, the Illidonga is in the house again. The guy with his little blindfold here. And well, boys and girls, we are ready and good to go. Battlefield of Eternity is map number 2 in this Best of 5 series. Let's jump in without further ado. Game number 2! Nothing left, had something left on game 1. Now we're heading into game number 2, and they definitely had another composition left up their sleeve too. Podipos again on Illidan. We have Mopsio switching over to Genji for this one, with Nomi on ETC, Linked on Malfurion, and Blake Kidney on Hanzo. Over to the right side of the map, Make on Liming for Wind and Rain, Galnagulna on Anna. We have Berkhold on Johanna, Skok on Maiev, and Max Passion is playing Urel in our second game here. Alright, I'm definitely eager to see a little bit of action happening here, especially since we're obviously also looking at a setup where Mopsio is now playing Genji, which is going to be interesting. The Battle Assault on level 1 taking for Illidan. And yeah, Genji is already top lane, so we're going to have a 2-3 split at the beginning of the game. 4-0 left, as they're trying to get something done here. But I'm a Panda, this is going to be a fun one. So let's see how this is gonna pan out for them. Slide by Nomi already, gets tethered, needs to be careful. Just around the edges, and still the damage connects as Make shoots out the combo. Urel has obviously gotten a little bit of pressure pushed onto her too, but it's not really like too much of a problem just yet. Nomi with an attempt to slide in here. Not really working yet, but there we go. We're having the 4 versus 4 at the bottom of the map, as already expected. Jojo this time, not with a hold your ground, but with a loss of hope, a little bit of self-sustain that she currently can bring to the table here. And Mopsio has to prove his Genji skills at this point, has to showcase that he's also good with the resets and that he can maybe take on Make when it comes to the reset battle between the two of them. Swift Strike build for him thus far. Nothing shocking, but I really want to see the Illidan value. I mean, honestly, if you have an Illidan in game, I don't know, but he is always such a huge focus and such a center of attention that it's really just fun to watch Illidan play. But that was a sick wall, nice! Nomi comes in, Skok immediately drops the trade, and if he could have gotten a good tether here that led to a kill, that would have been a hashtag outplayed setup right there. But, well, with this set, we're currently also having a little bit of a moment towards the top where we're having Podipos playing a little bit cool against Max Passion, since he realizes he won't be able to self-sustain against Urel all that easily. I mean, again, for Illidan, it is a little bit of a tricky one. That slide again, and not connecting. Good move by Maiev, but the problem is that Linked connected the root on the ground shortly after. But you look at the bot lane, and you can really tell that there's one team that is currently absolutely dominating that performance, and that is the Red team, taking the entire wall down. Now, of course, some comes from the rotation that Genji made towards the top lane to ensure that they could take the camp here. And this is something that they actually let slide, as the attack against Max Passion. Don't really expect them to be able to do too much here. But both teams have level 4 at this point. So, right now, we're having, again, Charge Blast taken. Muggle loves to do that. Doesn't go into the dominance here. The Friend of Foe gives Illidan a little bit more safety in these setups, and is already moving through the map towards the camps to try and take them, in this case together with Linked. But also another attempt to get the same camp on the other side with 3 heroes, as both of them are just absolutely eager to get those shaman camps onto the lanes and then focus their attention onto the Immortals and therefore the objective itself. And it turns out that the Red team is a little bit quicker and gets a quite significant lead, honestly. Nomi again with a slide, easily dodged by Maiev, and Podipos starting to make the plays. Or at least trying to. But yeah, typical Illidan aggression here. 1v5, I got this, boys. And Nomi with 5 hit points! Woo! and gets still taken down. If not for that little stun, he would have actually survived 5 hit points at the start. But Khaldor goes down again. The shots connect though, and they drop Illidan. 2-for-1 trade. Mopsio is down to Genji is dead. Link is on the run, and Max Passion. He gets another quick kill. 4 kills against 1. That's the opening into the game that you're hoping for via Wind and Rain. They make it hail. It hails dead heroes at this point. Has nothing left. It's just losing everybody and their cat. So now the halftime show has also been lost. And Wind and Rain with a very solid lead. Not only in the objective, but in experience. And that means what? Exactly, talent lead. Any second, there it is, level 7. And that's a fantastic setup right now to grab Immortal number 1. And they're going for that right away. Nomi is trying to go for the defensive mode right now. In comes Max Passion, and boy, do they get wrecked right now. Alright, they're trying to hold on. If they can maybe get a kill here somehow, that might change things. Illidan is currently trying to at least reduce the shields a little bit. But Bankult and his boys are doing work. And they not only grab the Immortal, but they also get more damage onto the opponent's team. And 7 is still not there. 7 is still not ready. So in comes the potential tether. Score can't make a decision. He's like, ETC, Genji, I hate both, but which one do I hate more? It's too late, they're already gone. So yeah, the pressure play at the top lane now. And level 7 is ready for the defense at least. Obviously, Illidan is more of a late game hero that really starts to accelerate and to thrive when those forts are taken out and when he has a few more talents under his belt. But the early game definitely going over to Wind and Rain as they have the 4-1 lead at this point in kills. On the other hand, there's a little bit of a slide by Nomi. Might have overstayed his welcome a little bit. Mopsio already swift strikes out, but of course the more time you buy with your opponent fighting around in the back line, the more time Polyboss has with Illidan to just go for that Immortal and try and take him down here, and that's what they're currently doing. Fort doesn't fall. The fountain nearly does. And just survives on a few hit points, but I think that's going to be remedied quickly. Bankult with the attempt at the side here to anchor the play. Polyboss coming in once again. Max Passion and Bankult. It's just like everybody's at the top lane from the red team. They have 5-manning that shit right now. And Marker is looking for kills and gets a bit of damage, but not the intended target. And obviously Genji is rotating back in. Urel had to move back down to make sure that she catches the experience there at least. That's exactly what they're doing here. But yeah, with this we're now also having at the same time Genji waiting in the middle. I'm trying to get some damage out here. It's a little bit in. The Sleep Dart connects. And they're gonna try and make a play here. Mopsio is obviously easily able to survive all of this. Genji after all. Genji, by the way, protected and so on. Also swift striking away. Usually does the trick pretty easily. Thirsting Blade for Illidan. Trying to make sure that he's getting a little bit more sustainability here himself. In terms of damage output, Marcus obviously leading the charts on his own team with 13,000, but he's not quite on the top damage in the game. That award goes, as usual, to Hanzo, the man with the arrow, with the simple math and the easy geometry right there. Okay, so now we're also having Illidan starting to go straight in for his camps again. Should have enough time here to clear that, especially since he now also gets a little bit of help. By the way, the only one that hasn't died on the side of the blue team yet is Hanzo. Level 10 abilities are there, and that's really something where Nothing Left has to now just hurry to make sure that they're getting their own heroic abilities. Can't fight against this when your opponent has that massive of a power lead. And they should be able to get that soon, but that's also where Illidan then starts to become a lot more fun. And talking Illidan, he is trying to get a bit of damage in. There comes the Hunt, obviously. We're having also the X-Strike, Stage Dive too, and they go for full mobility here. Especially with now also Hunt plus Stage Dive, you can really jump onto that backline hard. I mean, you can literally just like hunt in with Illidan and then time the setup so that the Stage Dive also hits properly. Already the halftime show has been won by Wind and Rain, but that fight could be a completely different story. You have also some side lane value from both of the heroes now, Illidan and ETC, that you could get, and they're already dodging around there. Bot lane on the other hand, a nice rotation. as they're starting to make the play for the fort. This time it actually connects, but they can't get too much damage. Arrow connects against Backhul. There's the tether. Genji is protected, trying to get out here. X strikes away, and it doesn't matter as both of them fall. Maka says, thank you very much, and takes the kill against ETC, and shortly after, Genji falls. So, nicely done by them. And with this, they are currently having a pretty good chance of getting another Immortal for themselves. Unless Illidan all of a sudden does his thing and wins the Illidan show. I mean, it's going to be a little bit annoyed by the blind that Johanna can pop, but generally speaking... Uh-oh, there's ETC. Okay, using his ult already. He gets immediately greeted by a sleeping dart. Nomi asleep at the wheel. Asleep at the keyboard, that's what we're seeing here. Halftime show is not the only thing that the red team wins. They take the entire Immortal, but then again, 50% shield only. Can they win that fight though? That would be fantastic. 4-0 left, but the tether and the kill, it's a double. They get both of them. Illidan down, Malfurion is dead too, and they get the kill against ETC. This is a bit of a clusterfuck here. Nothing left is getting wrecked. I mean, this party only goes one direction. Right now we have 9 kills against 1, and Wind and Rain, they are setting up another potential kill against Hanzo with a sleeping dart, and zip! That's the end of him. So, yeah, Hanzo is dead, and with that, they're also starting to chase Genji a little bit harder. I mean, he's not gonna fall, but the same cannot be said for the wall. The wall is definitely gonna be broken down. It's like that Immortal is Mexican or something. But yeah, so the wall down, and we're having him just moving straight onto the keep itself. And honestly, guys, this should be the first keep of the game. There's just no way to save that thing, is there? That's just way too much damage. There's the hunt. They go for Maka, stage dive, and, well, Maka might fall. There's at least the arrow hitting. Oh, Anna! Maka, no fucking way! Maka survives with like 15 hit points or something and gets out. But the fort didn't. So as long as the red team is able to make it out of this, they still have a massive win here. But can they go for Mopsio? They're trying. Maka, Skok, and the tether and the kill. There we have it. Down they go. Nicely done. Good elimination right there, and it's just unbelievable. They not only survive, but they also get the kills afterwards. Maka is currently nearly healthy, gets the heals from Gulnar the entire time, but it seems more and more that we're going to see another kill, especially since Podipos is already low. Did I say low? I meant dead. So is ETC, and with those 3 additional kills, they're about to do what? Can you go core at this point? I don't really think so. They don't have enough mana left on most of their heroes. Core has already suffered some damage as well, 91%, but they have the entire map. 14 against 12, that's what we're seeing right now. And it's insane. It's honestly insane. What does Maka have in terms of damage? 27,000 damage right now and hasn't died yet. I mean, I honestly can't believe that he didn't die in the last fight. That was insane. Was honestly a little bit bonkers. At the same time, though, there's obviously, there's obviously still that fort at the top lane that they can take down. That's a pretty easy one as well. Especially if they take the camp. With that momentum, they should have no problem. They're nearly, I mean, they're 3 levels ahead. We're going to see them reduce that in a moment. Nothing left, that is. And then they will have even talents, too. Problem is simply that this is more or less the last fight that they're going to get. If they don't take that fight and win it, then they are pretty much out of this one. I don't think there is a comeback chance for them if they don't really put a dent into the Immortal's HP and ideally win the Immortal themselves. Because if you go up against an opponent that has an Immortal plus 16 as a talent advantage, then, well, that is, yeah, slightly difficult. Let's just put it like that. Down at the bottom of the map, I mean, the whole idea of Wind and Rain is obviously to not give their opponent a fight on level 13 talents and instead wait for 16. Bakul is just trying to slow it down by dropping another blind, but 16 is going to be there any moment now, and then that's really where they're going to make their move. And they're already starting to move in position for exactly that. Trying to chase them away. There's the talent lead right there. Double camp at the top lane, by the way, doesn't make the situation of nothing left any easier. Yep, the arrow connects, and it doesn't matter. Here comes the hunt, and the stage dive, but immediately the kill against Genji and Illidan and ETC. Ana has died for a good cause. Yep, that nano boost just hit Maka in time, and they are absolutely destroying. Link is down as well. And yeah, with that, they have now 4 heroes down. Hanzo is the only survivor, and I'm just lying because he already suicided into the turrets. They basically gave up at this point. They know that this is over. 18 kills against 2, 3-level lead. Big Immortal coming in with nearly 100%, make it 80. And already the keep at the top lane also eliminated. They know that this is pretty much GG right there and a tie in the series. So right now that keep is getting damage pushed onto it. We're still having Maka taking that Immortal down slowly and steadily, but every single point of damage right now just matters. And with that lead, it's honestly, I mean, there's nothing else that you can honestly do there. So right now we're having Maka just absolutely murdering during all of these fights. They get that easy Immortal win, and as I said, this is nearly an 80% shield. You have a talent advantage, you have a 3-level stats advantage on top of that as well. And the only thing that stands between you and victory is that, yeah, that keep. That's at 30% HP. That's pretty much all there's to it. So this is a little bit bonkers. And yeah, they're already setting up a little bit of a trap, trying to see if they can maybe get a quick kill here. Boss, is he going to maybe move into the trap? But he doesn't. They can wait for the Immortal, which is exactly what they do. And now the only thing that nothing left has left is a bit of a Hail Mary attempt to get a quick kill and take it from there. The arrow connects, and oh, that's unfortunate. Ana literally just walked into this, but doesn't even die. Ana doesn't even die. Walks into the arrow by accident, gets everything pushed onto her, but thanks to the massive stats advantage with now 4 levels, she doesn't even die in this case. So now they're taking the win, and this is going to be a 1-1 in this series, as Wind and Rain ties the best of 5. Nicely done. The victory on Battlefield of Eternity is theirs. GG, and well played by the team in red. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 3. The series is tied as Wind and Rain was able to claim victory in Battlefield of Eternity. Would love to lie to you, but it wasn't even close. So it was a pretty dominant performance by Wind and Rain. A little bit outplayed there. Nothing left. Still playing with their sub player. And yeah, let's see what else they can push out today. Especially since Tomb of the Spider Queen is obviously a map that allows you to go for a few different heroes here. It's a little bit weird because the thing is that Nomi, the sub for DAB today, is traditionally a tank player. Like, he is a melee player. So DAB then again is like a backline damage dealer, range damage dealer. So that definitely doesn't overlap properly. It worked out quite well in game number 1 when they played that Zarya's setup, but a triple frontline would probably be a good idea for them depending on what they want to do here again. So now we're having Ana banned out after that nano boost disaster in the last game, and in addition to that we're seeing Dibbles taken away here on Tomb, so already Mopsio pretty much getting banned out there. And with this, let's have a bit of a look what we're going to see in regards to Maiev first of all, and Nubarak is going to be interesting again if he's going to be banned out. As you might have noticed already, we're not seeing bans on Tracer anymore after the first game. There's the Nubarak ban already, because DAB isn't here. Could still be played by Marker. Let's not forget about that. Marker definitely still someone who can drop that hero. And what do they ban out? Wind and Rain. What are they going to get rid of? What is going to be the ban by them? I was a little bit curious at this point what they're going to eliminate here. I mean, Tomb, they could spec into the front line again, take something like Johanna away with the wave clear, but I don't really think she's going to be banned here at all. Nope, Hanzo instead. Targeting Black Kidney a little bit more in the back line. And now here's our first pick. This time nothing left. Half the lead. So, let's have a look. It's never a good sign when someone takes this long for the first pick. Maybe they wanted to pick Hanzo and didn't expect him to be banned out here. But usually the first picks are a lot more snappier than this. But yeah, they're gonna let the timer run down the entire duration. And it is Johanna! Okay, so it seems like Nomi is going to play the main tank again, and they put Johanna into the mix here for Tomb of the Spider Queen, which obviously is pretty strong for the map, was strong before the patch, got better afterwards. And yeah, so now the counter. Are we going to see that early Li Ming again? Is it going to be a Mephisto play for Marco, we've sometimes seen here too? Could still play the Tracer, but no, they go the Li Ming route again. Li Ming gets taken, and Malfurion right together with that instantly. Yeah, kind of worked in the previous game. I mean, again, the combo was a bit different since Ana could provide the nano boost for Marco to get even more value. But having Li Ming for Marco is always good. The reset setup and the damage that he pushed out in the last game was great. Wouldn't be surprised to see... Ooh, okay. Blake Kidney with Gul'dan and Rexa played by Podeboss. There's our Rexa. I talked about him on Volskaya where we didn't see him, but now he's back. I was just about to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see also someone like Junkrat make an appearance here again. You want to interrupt all potential turn-ins, and Junkrat's poke is one of the best to get those continuous interrupts against attempted turn-ins on the gems. And if you can delay that objective and maybe buy those 2-3 seconds that you need for yourself to get the turn-in, that's always fantastic. So Arthur's gets banned out. That's a continuous ban pattern that they actually have here. And Mopsio and Link are the two that haven't really taken a hero yet. So we could still see that, I mean, Tyrande. I would say you can even make an argument for Rhaegar here. So what do we have banned out? I mean, on the other side, if you take Backhold again, they banned Tyrael earlier. So that's something they're really worried about here. It seems so. So Tyrael gets banned on top of that. So far, so good. But our double picks for Wind and Rain. And I mean, right now, we still have Thrall available. Leo is also still up. And again, if you're going up against Rexa, that's obviously something that you have to take into consideration. Leo has a bit of an easier time draining against Rexa, Misha. Then again, if you're talking about something like Crash Lightning, you can play that too. But there's a Leo pick. Phoenix comes in with it too. Backhold hasn't made a choice yet on the front line, but obviously that's not going to be taken away anyway, since we already have the main tank taken by nothing left. Who are now in a position where they still need the healer, and they still need a hero for Mopsio. And honestly, at this point, it's really the question, what is that going to be? Are we going to have Mopsio with another range damage dealer? Are we going to see him with some kind of melee that he adds to the mix? There's Rhaegar. 4 linked. And Kerrigan, okay. Kerrigan is in the house as Nothing Left just says, let's go, boys. The Queen of Blades as Garrosh comes in as the last and final pick on Wind and Rain side. Game number 3, everybody. We are in a best of 5 here in Division S, and it's time to see if Kerrigan can turn things around here and tip the scales again in favor of Nothing Left. Game number 3. It's time to shine. We have on the left side Nothing Left with an aggressive setup, to say the least. Podeboss on Rexa, Blake Kidney on Gul'dan. We're seeing Mopsio on Kerrigan. We have Nomi on Johanna and Linked on Rhaegar. On the right side of the map, Maki again on Li Ming. Backhold on Garrosh in this game, with Galnagunar supporting from the back on Malfurion. And we're currently having Skok on Phoenix and Max Passion on Leoric. Alright, Kerrigan, baby. There we go. Yeah, definitely playing a couple of comfort heroes right now that they just have fun playing, that they enjoy, and where they feel, okay, if we play our cards right, we can get that aggression in the game. Kerrigan is getting played together with Rexa, and yeah, that setup, it provides a lot of stuns. I mean, you look over to the team and you're seeing a ton of CC that they can use here. Skok is already getting hit hard by that corruption right there. So that was pretty successful from Gul'dan. I mean, again, with the shield mechanic, it doesn't really make too much of a dent here, since obviously Malfurion is on it right away. But still, let's see how much that Kerrigan setup can actually get from them. So right now we're having Nomi just rotating around. It's all about the wave clear, all about trying to get those gems, keep those gems, and secure them for yourself. A little bit of a lead at this point for Wind and Rain. I mean, nothing exciting just yet. But we have on level 1 again the Laws of Hope. There's another second. Nomi has to play around the cooldown on his Iron Skin quite a bit, but in this case misses out on that. Nomi gets bullied a little bit here. Tries to go for the turnaround. Has the Iron Skin still up. Make wants the hits and connects them. But Nomi still has the fountain here. The sub player for DAB at the front line here, targeted heavily by Wind and Rain, as they are currently thinking to exploit him as a bit of a weak spot in the lineup. But up to the top, we're having now Mopsio on Kerrigan with a Countess skin here. Pretty sick one as well. I'm going to try and get, obviously, during those team fights, quite some value. It's a little bit of a throwback, honestly. Right now, the only game that I can think about is back in the days when we had Darkmog on Kerrigan. This absolute insane game that was played back then, where he just hopped through 3 heroes or 4, survived multiple times with basically no hit points, and they turned it around and won the fight there. Talking about winning fights, Berkhold is about to lose one, but they lock down Gul'dan, and Blick Kidney, okay, is able to get away after all. Kerrigan comes in and so does Johanna, so they have to be a bit careful that they are not overstaying their welcome down here. With Mopsio now trying to see if he can maybe get a combo up somewhere. This is starting to be a bit more dangerous, but Skog is dishing out the damage here with Phoenix, and Phoenix is in trouble since he gets stunned and taken down. Easily eliminated right here. So Phoenix is dead, and we have them with an attempted play against Garrosh, but the Indomitable was still up for Berkhold, and it uses it just in time to get out of that situation. On level 4, we also have Stormcaller taken. We've seen that already recently as a build a bit more established here. That's Stormcaller on level 4. The Charge Blast also coming in from Make, as we said before. Nomi still has to dodge out on some of the combos, but is working through the wave clear. Flashlights the bush a little bit and just sees, okay, is someone in there? Is anybody trying to jump me from the side? Which is not the case. Turn-ins are already happening on both sides. Mopsio and Podibos are easily able to turn in down here at the bottom. And that means 33 against 22 are already turned in. With a bit of a difference, because we actually have quite a few more gems on the side of Wind and Rain. 30 more, despite the fact that they actually didn't get that kill earlier. So there was definitely some lane gems that were lost by the team in blue. And for nothing left, that's a little bit annoying. So right now, we're having at the bottom of the map, Podibos just sitting there. Max Passion is also on 16. Ooh! Misha! Come on, girl, you can do it! Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Misha is down, and yep, it's an unbearable situation. But Misha has fallen once again. I mean, she was barely killed there, but still. Make again. Ooh, the kill. Gul'dan, but also the end of Mopsio as Kerrigan gets wrecked. Yeah, that damage from the turrets was a bit too much. If that camp had already pushed in at that moment in time, that would have been a different story. But as it stands, the counter kill against Kerrigan is quite important. The turn-in attempt is both of the teams now have a chance to go for the first Webweaver wave, but it seems like we're going to see nothing left with the first one, and indeed they do. The blue team turns in first. So there we have it, the potential to get a little bit momentum built up by them. Nomi is just moving from one problem into another here, as we have Berkhold sitting at the side, waiting for the throw, getting that in. There's the stun, there's the attempted heal, but the kill against Johanna, and the counter kill against Li Ming. Nicely done by Mopsio, as Kerrigan goes in deep for that little victory. And that was honestly worth a lot. If you lose Johanna here and you don't kill Li Ming, then you are in a world of pain. But now one of the main damage dealers is gone, and that's a problem. Also, Leo trying to move out here. Can they get the setup against him? Max Passion gets stunned, and Max Passion has 24 gems. Max Passion has 24, loses a few. Berkhold is there to save the day. But yeah, that's a lot of pressure all of a sudden. With Max Passion down, that opens the map up from even more abuse. And that is the attack at the bot lane, where we are seeing potentially even that fort fall. I mean, that's a big push right there. That Fountain is already down. That's a big win right there. Half a level away from 10, by the way, I might add. Half a level away from 10. Berkhold is in trouble. Oh, Mopsio. The Kerrigan setup. A kill gets the double, tries to make the play for Max Passion, and Leo is dead. Leo is gonna die here too, and they are all of a sudden, they're losing gems, and they are getting completely annihilated on the bot lane. That fort falls, level 10 abilities are already there. Make can turn in if he wants. At this point, he obviously doesn't want to. If you are level 10 abilities behind, then the last thing that's on your mind is a turn-in. Because you're saying, like, yeah, we have to time this so that we actually have level 10 ourselves when we do. Or they just go easy on the defense and we can't do anything. But yeah, nicely played so far, especially by Mopsio. I mean, let's look over to the damage output. 17,000 on Gul'dan, Kerrigan with 14k, pretty impressive. 15,000 on Phoenix, and obviously, with level 10, they're going to try and make sure that their opponent can't get the turn-in anytime soon. If they can get a turn-in themselves right now and they have the double, that would be fantastic for them. That would be absolutely great. And they're already looking for more fights. Blake Kidney from the side. And the Horrified misses completely as Gul'dan dodges out on it. Nicely done. Great job by Gul'dan. Blake Kidney gets the Ancestral. The salvo against 4. And they're all still alive here. Mopsio popped his own ult too. And they're trying to turn in again. Keep in mind, they have another turn. They have another turn in, and this is not quite it, but this down here, if Podipos makes the move, that would be the completion. And they get it. They are going to get it. They are definitely going to get that turn in. And as long as the fountain is still off cooldown for someone like Blikitni and they can just move in, they are going to get that second Webweaver wave. That would allow them to snowball this even harder. If they get kills from here on out, that would be pretty insane. So, yep, there we go. Already, Nomi thrown in again. Iron Skin, overrated, and dies. Nomi is down, and that's 7 kills against 3. But with Johanna dead, it's now a 4 versus 5 on the map here. Top lane, Webweaver gets attacked by Li Ming. Down at the bottom, Rexar is making his play. Also having for Kerrigan right now the Boundless Fury. Mopsio is probably pretty furious right now. He wants to get the kills in. He wants to get a little bit of damage in, but he can't make the big plays because they are in a 5 versus 4. Jojo back in only 4 seconds. So they're starting to move straight back to the side and trying to see if they can maybe at least get some value at the bottom of the map. And so far it really looks like the defense of Wind and Rain for this particular objective is pretty much perfect. I mean, honestly, there's nothing that they really accomplish with this. There's a little bit of damage now here in the middle. At least they get the walls down. They are able to put some damage onto the fort. More importantly, they were able to take down the fountain. Nomi at the top, collecting the gems and getting those. But let's face it, that Webweaver wave, not really doing a lot. So with this, level 13 talents are now guaranteed. And obviously with 76 gems in their hands, there's still an attempt by Wind and Rain to get the turn in. A lot of those gems are, by the way, on Li Ming. So Marke currently has a pretty big bullseye painted on his forehead and is probably well aware of that too. Nomi still has that blessed shield, and yeah, Marke is definitely aware that everybody is just looking at him right now. One good Horrify, one good blessed shield, a little bit of a setup there, one stun combo, and it is lights out for Li Ming. But at this point, we're having the camp in the middle, doing solid damage against that fort. I mean, that is honestly some serious pain that's involved there. Their own camp is taken too, and the fort is not going to fall, but that still took a lot of damage in the process. Mopsio and his boys, they have level 13, and obviously Wind and Rain is trying to play this a bit more passive until they have the talent themselves and can then play on even foot again. But with this, as the 13 talent comes in, there's the turn-in attempt right now, slowly and steadily. The Kidney with another nice setup, gets a few more stacks together, sitting on 32 for the Echoed Corruption. Nice stun against Garrosh. And still the turn-in attempt. Max Passion is sitting at 26, and he is going to get that just in time as the fight is about to start, maybe even. Max Passion ghosting in again, and they're waiting it out. Don't want to take the fight just yet. But there's the Entomb. Iron Skin has already been used. Oh, did it? No, yeah, sorry, he had the shield from Rega, but the Iron Skin got used shortly after. Horrify and the throw. Nicely done by Garrosh, but Backhult. Oh, he actually survives. Wow. Backhult survives. Gok gets the mass damage Ancestral on Nomi, as he is still in play for the time being. But obviously top lane, bot lane, all pressuring right now. This Catapult, on the other hand, is already making sure that the Webweaver is not going to survive for too long, at least at the bottom of the map. It's a different story when we're looking towards the middle and the top. That's where the action still rages on. Obviously, Gul'dan trying to get the stacks together for the Corruption now too. Is close, really close. Combo in this case, missing for Mopsio. 15 against 13 right now. And the mid lane is actually starting to take even more damage. That didn't really do a whole lot. Honestly, that Webweaver wave did not have any success at all. The action and the way that the lanes were pushed out and then defended was pretty solid from nothing left. Now we have also Rexar with the quest completed, which means after the Hunter-Gatherer, we're now having extra armor for Misha and for Rexar. So even more of a problem trying to kill them. Psionic Barrier taken on level 13, by the way. 16 is close, but this is a bit of a sneaky move there. And they're starting to figure it out. I mean, at this point, it's literally a question like, boys, where are they? They can try and get the turn in. Rhaegar might be a little bit too deep. Linked? Hello? Linked is griefing in the middle, but they take the boss regardless. This is such a weird game right now. 7 kills against 4. But yeah, on that minimap, I mean, Link may not have seen those heroes. We definitely did. So we weren't really too surprised by that. Another 20 seconds until Rhaegar's back to business. Wasn't that in tomb when you need it? There's already the throw. Li Ming is dead! Li Ming is dead! Mopsio got the kill! And they get the triple! Are you shitting me? The trade from Wind and Rain as they drop the Webweavers after boss is taken. Rhaegar is dead. Finally the kill against Kerrigan. But yeah, Mopsio has been carrying this hard. They're going straight in again for Phoenix. And yeah, he should fall there eventually. Or will he? Play kidney. Is he gonna die? Nope, he's not. He gets the kill, and now Max Passion is in trouble. They get kill after kill here. Those Webweavers get some value in the middle and down at the bottom. And that's where they're trying to defend right now. But this game is just all over the place. I mean, 11 against 5 at this point. And holy hell. Yeah, there we go. Linked is defending. And now that the bot now will map. Kerrigan, by the way, now with the Unbridled Energy, taken right here. And we're also having now the Ruinous Affliction with an obviously completed level 1 quest for Gul'dan. Red Webweavers are back, and we have a turn-in potential for nothing left. By the way, 29,000 damage for Kerrigan. Honestly, I really want someone to call Mopsio right now and ask him if he needs a massage or something. His calves have to be hurting after all of this. I mean, all the carrying that he's been doing the entire game right now, I really want to know if he needs a little bit of assistance here, because I'm a little bit worried. You know, if your calves cramp up like that, that's something that can actually be painful for several days, so he needs to be a little bit careful with this. 34,000 damage also by Phoenix, so obviously gets the extra Misha value with every single wave that he drops out. We're having, in the meantime, now a 2-level lead, and they're invading the camp, and they're gonna get the camp, they're gonna get the kill too! Garrosh is dead! Who, you ask? Exactly! Webweavers are gonna come down soon, but guys, this is a double wave in the middle. This is a double wave in the middle without the Webweavers. So that wall is already down before the Webweavers are even on the way, and the Webweavers are just yelling like, guys, leave something for me, please. So all of a sudden we're talking, I mean, we're talking definitely keep. Question is, do we talk more? Do we talk about core at this point? I mean, they are going for that keep. That keep doesn't exist. That keep, they go through the keep like hot butter through cheese. There's absolutely no doubt. I mean, this is the only phrase that comes to mind, to be honest. And they're now going for the core right away. Nothing left. They want that lead again. And Kerrigan is going for it. That's the kill against Li Ming. And with Li Ming down, there's no doubt how this is going to end. They go straight in for it. And that is going to be the 2-1 lead for nothing left, as they are just bodying the competition here. Or are they? Backhold is still fighting around. They're going for it, and yes, they succeed. They take Phoenix down in the process too, and all of a sudden we have a lead again for nothing left in the series against Wind and Rain. Game number 4, everybody. Nothing left against Wind and Rain. And that Kerrigan, oh boy. Would we be surprised if we see a Kerrigan ban? Would we really be surprised? Wind and Rain with a little bit of a respect ban against Mopsio. That one time when he just like survived with like, had more of a shield than like, he had like I think 10 times the shield than he had hit points, something like that. Honestly insane. But yeah, there's the Dibbles ban. First of all, they really just don't want Mopsio on Diablo, do they now? So yeah. Okay, what else do we have? The ban on the other side. Do they ban something like Ana again? Yes, so there's no combo with Ana Li Ming as we had on Battlefield of Eternity. That's at least something. With that said, now this is the moment where I want to see what else is going to get banned out now. And they just go in for that Arthas. They really hate this combo. They've been banning this the entire time. They just banned Diablo, they banned Arthas, and they just went through that. And, well, with the sub player on still playing on the side of nothing left, what are we going to get? We have the ban from Nothing Left here. Honestly, at this point, why don't you just ban Li Ming? Force Market to play Genji. Is that better? Is that worse? I don't even know. But yeah, what do they ban out? They ban out Backhult again. They are just totally tired of Backhult's Tyrael, and they're just saying like, nope, not happening. Also, the shields that you provide just synergizes too well with too many other heroes, so let's make sure that that's not going to be a thing. Max Passion with an immediate Dehaka pick on the other side. So already specking into a global. Abathar is up, by the way, so that is a potential pick. This is a map where Nothing Left and other teams played Illidan again. And you have Abathar now also. So you need, of course, to be a little bit careful when there's Dehaka on the other side, because if you're slugging it out on in the middle of the lane, that Dehaka is going to burrow in. But there's Li Ming and an Uburak, so a similar opening to what we've seen in game number 1 from Nothing Left. Actually, it's the exact same opening. You pick an Uburak, you have Cocoon, you take Li Ming away from your opponent's team, especially, of course, from Macke. And on top of that, you get good value from Li Ming trying to get the resets here. Alright, so good start for them. What is Wind and Rain going to drop here now, though? I mean, they spec'd into Dehaka for a bit of global value here already. There's other heroes that can be taken as well later on with an ETC with Stage Dive. We could play that as well. For me, it's most of the question, what does Nomi play? I mean, again, granted, he is thrown into that mix, so he has to try and synergize with the team as best as he can. But what are they gonna put him onto? With Anubarak being played now, I really think we're gonna see Mopsio again on the hero. It would just make sense. This is more of a coordination hero that we have that would put then Nomi, I mean, maybe just flat out back onto Zarya. They played that before, so why not again? Garrosh, another focus on Backhult. Tyrande also banned out. I don't really think that they mind too much. Especially since Linked was one of those old school OG Rhaegars that was just insanely strong on that hero. So if he has to play Rhaegar again, I don't think he's going to mind in the least. There's Greymane, there's ETC again. Didn't work so well the last time, but I said it before, ETC definitely an option. And I would say the last pick is going to be Rhaegar. Or with this setup, it could be Kharazim. Could actually be Kharazim as well, if they want to go full aggression into this. As it happens though, the last double pick for Wind and Rain. What is Marco gonna get? Are we gonna get our Genji? Or what is he gonna deliver today? We have also the Ratin. There's the Genji pick. And Johanna. Jojo in play. And that leaves us with our last pick. Rhaegar, Kharazim. Something completely out of the box here for them. What are we gonna get from Link today? He was one of, like, again, double wolf action. If you get Rhaegar and Greymane in, then you have a full beastery on the side of the blue team. But, as we said before, if you want to go in for a full dive, you can also drop the Kharazim today, and that's exactly what they do. They're dropping Kharazim. Sky Temple is the map, could be the last one. It is map number 4 in this best of 5 series. And currently, Nothing Left has the 2-1 lead. Let's jump into game number 4. Game number 4 with Potiboss on Greymane for the blue team. Nothing Left. Mopsio on Uburak, Nomi on ETC. We have Blake Kidney on Li Ming and Linked on Kharazim. Muck on the other side for Wind and Rain, as they currently are in the need of a victory to push into game number 5. Is playing Genji. We have Max Passion on Dehaka. Backhult on Johanna, Skok on Junkrat, and Galgulna on Malfurion. Time to shine, ladies. At this point, we're having, let's see, in talents, again, I mean, nothing crazy. Power Hungry, Proc Rock, Regeneration Master, as you'd expect. Agile Dismount is probably, from that perspective, the most interesting talent to be taken right now. So not a full Swift Strike setup for him. But at the bottom of the map, we're having a full attack through Mopsio. Okay, so one of the reasons why they're going as a 4-man right now, so there's 2 reasons actually to that, if some of the people are asking themselves right now, why exactly do they do that? An Uburak can spawn beetles. That means that those turret shots are going to get soaked by those beetles, so you get a little bit of free damage onto the tower itself. And on top of that, they're running Greymane, which is, generally speaking, a fantastic hero with those wolf form auto attacks against just pretty much everything, especially structures. So with that particular combo, they want to get some early value. And they actually do. They just have to make sure that they're not dying here. And so far, things are looking good. Potiboss is jumping around. Dodges out on that. Yep. Zin triggers it, but still. So with that said, we're actually seeing a setup where there is a lead for the blue team. And again, it's all about taking down structures on this map. This is the most crucial thing. So if you are starting things off with already dropping pretty much one tower completely, that's a great start for you. Because it means, in theory, you can just from now on just trade objective for objective for objective, and you will always be in a leading situation against your opponent. Obviously, the game is not going to play out exactly like that, but if you can open up the game with a few additional points taken off those structures, then you are in a good spot for sure. With that now said, we're having camps taken on both sides. Down at the bottom of the map, it's obviously the siege giant shown. Marcus so far has stopped those siege giants from even appearing on the map itself. And all of a sudden, the situation is reversed, because as it happens with those siege giants in the 3-man setup, they are murdering the bot lane. Whew. I mean, nothing left. They are losing a lot here. I need to rotate down too. So they have the earlier level 4, but that not only negates that slight advantage that the blue team established for themselves, but also pretty much turns it in favor of Wind and Rain. And that's even outside of the objective. Now level 4 is ready for both teams. We still have top lane pressure as they're starting to move in. Boss and Linked are currently just quite agile on that setup. Khaldor and Berkul are both moving in, but they're a bit too late to change anything here. So it's just actually a lot of aggression against the outer structures that we're seeing from the get-go from the two teams, and a little bit of an attempt to also move around them here. Up towards the top lane with the two temples now being activated, another 20 seconds, gonna be interesting too. Dehaka goes for the traditional positioning at the bottom of the map. We don't see it actually as often these days anymore, but the whole thought process here is obviously to stay on the lane, try and get value, and then burrow top side or mid lane while we still have that fight going on. So that's where you're trying to get your additional value out of that positional play. Nomi later on in the game is very likely going to go for stage dive so that he can meet the global rotations from Dehaka with his stage dive cooldown. But right now, that's not quite what we're seeing here. We're having, in the meantime, also Berkul on the map as well. There's Genji, Marker. Oh, yeah. Careful, bro, careful. But it's the expected trade in the temples, at least for now. And yeah, down to the bottom of the map, still the 1 versus 1. A bit of pressure against Boss. Mark is obviously looking not only for the kills and the resets, but also just trying to enhance these pushes with a little bit more damage, which is exactly what we're seeing. And jumps in once that he sees that the shots are being soaked. Le Kidney comes in to help out his ally, and he's not the only one. Link is also there. Linked with another dash in. But yeah, it's just a nice back and forth. No kills so far in the game, but definitely a nice back and forth between them. Mid lane shots get also now soaked by the red team. There's actually a bit of a lead for them, so Wind and Rain with a pretty solid position in the early game here. And again, we're just talking about the first 4 or 5 minutes, so there's nothing crazy as has happened yet, without kills in particular. But now level 7 is ready, which gives us also the subterranean shield, ergo a little bit more sustainability or survivability for Mopsio. And, well, we're having still Greymane. And Greymane is really the one that we have to watch out for a bit too. Keep in mind that when we're talking about Greymane and some of the other heroes here, especially the boss control later on in the game becomes quite crucial. So there is a chance that Greymane rocks that down quickly. In this case, we have top lane, by the way, taking a lot of damage. And, ooh, yeah, that is nearly a destroyed fort. So that is actually a pretty solid advantage right now for Wind and Rain. They take also the objective at the bottom of the map again. And Mopsio is trying to buy a little bit more time for their own siege giants. But so far, these small leads start to add up. Not in experience though. Experience is still dead even. Boss now moving to the bot lane as expected. But up to the top side, it's Dehaka against ETC. Market down here. Incredibly low. Mopsio on the other hand, he dies. And that is again, Marker just absolutely knowing how deep he can go. And it pays dividends. I mean, they're getting 3 kills out of this. So all of a sudden, it's a 3-0 in kills and nearly a level 10. And guys, that is a massive problem for nothing left. I honestly don't know how else to put that there. Because they're going to lose now the bottom fort for free. There's just no way to deal with this in like any capacity. And at the top of the map, you can see that this fort is also suffering a lot and might even fall too if they rotate someone else topside, because there's still half a level that the blue team is missing until they get heroic abilities. And this is just an absolute disaster for nothing left. Losing this hard, this early in the game is a big problem. And it all comes from 3 kills. That's the only 3 kills that we've seen so far, but it's all that they need for now. Because now we're having, again, with Johanna taking the position at the bottom of the map on the temple, another fort in the mid lane that gets already attacked here. We have also level 10 abilities on both sides. And granted, this is where oftentimes games turn around, when 10 is available for both teams. But with the Haka now starting to push through the top, this should be another fort that they are able to get. Max Passion, actually, unbeknownst to Nomi, is going back to the Nexus, getting his mana pool back off, and will then move down straight into the bot lane through his global. Genji, again, rotating in, saying like, you know what, I'm gonna take that thing. I'm gonna take that. And that's obviously immediately also signaled, therefore the Haka doesn't even have to go down to the bottom because they give the temple up. That might, it's not even eliminating that bottom fort. So as the situation stands, 2 forts have been lost by the blue team, and Wind and Rain hasn't lost a single one. This is a nice attempt to change that though, as they dive in. No ult taken yet for Greymane either. But yeah, there's the stage dive. There's at least 1 kill. Could be more. I'm trying to go for the body blocks here, and the cocoon allows the play. Okay. That should be an easy kill against Malfurion. Now, obviously, Junker is going to try and change that, but no way. Malf gets deleted. And this is the kind of plays that you need to make when you want to come back into the game here. And right now, they go for boss. 17 seconds until Malfurion is back. Why the hell wouldn't you? You have Greymane already in the mix who can now jump in. And yep, that's exactly what we're seeing. And he's just murdering that boss. Easy peasy. They have control with a hero like ETC too. Nomi needs to be a little bit careful, but yeah, just moves away. I was just for a moment thinking, okay, what if they force the fight? But again, there is no Malf around, and what are you going to do? ETC has to take the top lane right now and try and push that out. Double checks real quickly if there's someone busy on the camp and tries to steal that away, but that isn't the case. Obviously, we have full vision on the map here, but with them not knowing exactly where every single one of the opponents is positioned at that point in time, they just need to cover all the bases. So, with that said, we're now having the boss moving through the bottom. That obviously demands a lot of resources to be used by Wind and Rain to defend against it, or those structures are going to be lost. But that's also a camp that is being used. We have 2 temples, again, announced on the map. 1 to the top, 1 to the bot lane. Level 13 is still a little bit quicker in the hands of Wind and Rain, but not really by too much of an advantage. I mean, right now we're having 13 on both sides again. And they're already trying to wait for rotation. And that rotation is coming. Blickitne is already moving away. Everybody else is still sitting there. They're going for a little bit of a bait at this point. Oh, there's a blind out. Yeah, that's set up. So far, nobody's running into this. And now, Junkrat might take it. And Link gives the game away. Link gives the game away. But then again, the grenades were there anyways. Bot lane value from the Hakas. Max Passion is trying to escort the catapult and also those siege giants into the structures. ETC is on duty. And so I was like, alright, I'm going to deal with that. Everybody else still rotating around on the map here. And nobody going for the temples just yet. Instead, we're having a straight-up attack in the middle of the map, and this is going to be a successful one too, because this is an easily demolished fort. And that's a freebie right there. We still have the top lane taken by Johanna. In the meantime, Dehaka dragging Nomi a little bit along. Blickitne comes in too, and that's a dead dinosaur. That's a dead dinosaur. No chance to save him. No rotation is going to save him here. He can try and drag, but that's not happening. He can delay the inevitable, but that's all that he can do right now. Max Passion goes down, and now we're having, well, only keeps still on the map for nothing left, but there's still 1 fort standing for Wind and Rain, which is now going to be taken down by that particular temple. But it's definitely starting to get a little bit closer here in this game. So yep, shots are fired and taking at least some of the wall down. Talking walls, let's have a look down here. Not too much. There's the aggression against Mopsio. Link is immediately present. So, yeah, okay, X-Strike out, playing it safe, I guess. Problem was more so... Did he actually dodge the cocoon with this just now? I honestly missed it, but I think he just dodged the cocoon with the X-Strike. So, yep, nicely done by him. And that also means that we are currently looking at another setup where Cocoon is down, so is Extra. A couple of the ults already used. Stage Dive comes in, and they're making the play here again with ETC trying to slide through Genji. A little bit of dodging happening, but everybody's low on the blue team side already, and Nomi is completely isolated. Nomi's like, team, help! And goes down. Nomi eliminated, but still at 16 here on the horizon for them. So yeah, job well done. Yeah, Blizzard with the PTR changes, so apparently in the future you won't be able to dodge on a Cocoon, which honestly I think is one of the dumbest changes that I've read about in a long time. I'm not quite 100% certain if that's still on the PTR, but initially that was definitely one of the suggestions or one of the things that they wanted to change, and I couldn't be more against that. It's like taking more and more tools away from good players to distinguish themselves from mediocre ones is definitely not the direction that we want to go with Heroes of the Storm. But for some reason, someone on Blizzard thinks it's a fantastic idea. So yeah, taking that away as a tool is honestly a bit of a mistake in my book, but well, we'll see if it actually makes it into the final patch and if that's really the path that they want to take for the future. As it stands in this game, we're actually having now the 16 talent on both sides, since Nothing Left is starting to catch up. They are still a level behind, but we have Epicenter now, and that has been a game changer in a couple of the games previously already, because that stun setup for the initiation is fantastic. Plus, in addition to that, the Alpha Killer. Alpha Killer has now been also chosen. And yeah, let's have a bit of a look if we are going to see that team fight end up in favor of Nothing Left, because if not, as I said before, they're starting to lose quite a little bit of ground there. So the objective, if taken by Wind and Rain, might actually deliver a little bit of help the first keep into the hands of Wind and Rain here. And there's the engage onto the camp, taking that away quickly. This little move that they're making right here, just before the temple is, or as the temple activates, is just designed to get pressure onto the top lane and force a reaction out of the opponent. And that's exactly what they're currently trying to do right here. So now, once again, they're starting to jump in here with ETC Stage Dive, a big one, and Nubarak is dead as that X-Strike came through. Marky gets attacked. The problem is that they're sucking Poryboss back in. Link is already on the run and trying to escape too. The problem is he can only run, but he can't hide here. But it doesn't matter since Nomi goes down. They're chasing down to the bottom of the map instead. And Pori and Blickidney might both die. Blickidney does. Liming is down. Porty's on the run. Should actually be able to make this happen. The problem is that the boss now is going to be taken by Wind and Rain. This is like the perfect opening. You have 3 heroes already eliminated. Can't get any better than that. But at this point, we're currently having easy plays against the boss, having to push to the bottom of the map, and then I honestly think that with that setup, if they get 20 now as well, they can go incredibly strong against the bot lane keep. Okay. There we have, again, up to the top, Linked. I mean, he's just been dodging out on the top lane the entire time, ever since that fight happened, to be honest. And he's still sitting there, trying to dodge out on a drag that never comes. That temple is still active in the middle. Someone has to deal with the boss at the bottom of the map, obviously. And that's where ETC is currently headed. In comes Nomi, and the 7-sided. They can't get the kill. Nomi actually, well, I was about to say that he survives for a bit longer, but it's a Nubarak that dies, not ETC. And that's kill 8 against 3. And here's the level 20 talents. Backhold! Ooh, the X-Strike value. Oh, a master bait by Backhold here. Johanna did that incredibly well. Baited into it, and 3 down as a result. And in the meantime, the bottom keep is about to go down. And as you can tell, Wind and Rain is already moving straight towards the bottom of the map. Just saying, you know what, why would we spend any time on the objective when we can just go for core? The only survivor is Greymane, and that is absolutely perfect for us. That's all that we need. We have the level 20s already. Even with the Nubara coming back and having the Cocoon ready, we have all the power that we need to push through the shield, drop the core, and force game 5. Force game 5 and try to take it right there. Nicely done, and that is another Titan series. GG and well played as we head into the final map of the series. Game number 5. We have the 5th and final map, everybody. And yeah, I'm totally game for that. We're going into Cursed Hollow. I expect the Towers of Doom, I'm going to be honest here. Feels like we don't see that much curse these days, but we have it right now. Question for me is, what's happening with the little slugger? They didn't respect the slug on Sky Temple and didn't get picked, didn't get banned. Are we going to say... to see the Abathur ban on this map? Or maybe even the pick. Ana gets banned again. Again, they're just absolutely tired of dealing with that nano-boosted Liming the entire time, so they're getting rid of that. But... right now, the question for me simply is, what happens around Abathur? That's honestly my biggest question, because this is obviously the map choice from Wind and Rain, right? But still, with the first pick, first ban from Nothing Left, there's still a chance that they go into an early Abathur, that they play around that. Diablo gets banned. We had Arthur's bans the entire time accompanying that, so that could still happen here. And let's see. So, with this... are they banning Tyrell again? Tyrell wouldn't be a bad ban. I mean, again, this time they're getting rid of Nubarak. Okay, maybe they pick Tyrion themselves because he is pretty powerful around both of the boss points, obviously, and can give you a lot of control there. And that is exactly, I think, what we are going to see. That someone is going to try and use that sanctification to secure a boss and move around that, take those fights. But yeah, this is the ban that I've been waiting for. Is it going to be Arthur's again, as they did before? No, ETC. So they're trying to take a hero away from Nomi and limit the global mobility that you could potentially have on Nothing Left side with that hero, because they showed that strategy now twice. Then again, they lost twice. Every single time that ETC was picked on the side of Nothing Left, they lost. So maybe we shouldn't have banned it out, but allow it. And there's our Tyrell pick. That skin, I don't know. Hashtag not my Tyrell. So the skin actually doesn't really do anything for me. Tyrell has much better skins. Seraphim skins are really, really good. But either way, Tyrell gets picked first. Nomi apparently playing the hero here. So let's see if we can pull that off. Having Dehaka and Tyrande. So once again, we're having, first of all, with Tyrande, good scouting options so that you can see if the boss is taken. Interrupt options against the channel on the tribute. Dehaka also with a global again, and the added value through isolation. And the drag, if you get that tongue connected. And there's the Arthur's pick. Alright, there we have it. After being banned this many times, finally Boss gets Arthur's here. And they have Li Ming with that too. Okay. That looks like a pretty solid start for Nothing Left here. This honestly feels like it's right in their comfort zone. And it also tells us that Mopsio is going to play something that is going to do damage. And I am just waiting for something like a Carrigan again or something along those lines. But yeah, there's the Malfurion ban. Again, don't really think that's really a problem. I hear that Rhaegar already just yapping for a little bit of attention on the side of Nothing Left. And Link looking at it and saying like, boys, I can take camps. Yeah, Rhaegar would actually be a good pick for them, but obviously there's more supports than only that out, but it's definitely one of the most likely, one of the likeliest picks that they have here. Either way, next two picks for Wind and Rain. Yeah, Maiev gets played again. And what is Maka going to get? Genji again? Seen a lot of that. Actually, like, delaying that. They played in the first game Lunara. I mean, Lunara was actually pretty solid by Maka. I was honestly impressed how much damage he was able to get out with her. And he just had the right mix between trying to stay safe and trying to be aggressive. So he just towed the line the entire game. But yeah, Backhold has his Garrosh back, and now the final two picks coming in for Nothing Left. What are we going to get with that? We have... Greymane and Karazim. Okay, Mopsio and Greymane. That I didn't expect. But Karazim again for Linked. And the last pick for Maka. Alright, my friend. What are we going to get? What is Maka going to play here now? It is the final map. This is game 5. We're going the full distance in this series. And so far it's been a lot of fun. Again, obviously with a bit of a handicap on the side of Nothing Left since they play with the sub player today. But, yep, there's the Cassia pick. Okay, let's go, boys. Cassia for the blind. Obviously good against Arthur's, particularly Greymane and Karazim too. But it's Cursed Hollow. It's the final map in the series. We're going to see who emerges victorious in just a few moments. Let's jump straight into Cursed Hollow. Game number 5, the final map. Cursed Hollow with Polyboss on Tyrael. Okay, they swapped it over. Nomi on Arthas, Mopsio still on Greymane though. We have Linked on Karazim and Blake Kidney on Li Ming. On the right side of the map, Wind and Rain with Maka on Cassia. We have Galnaguna on Tyrande, Skog on Maiev, Berkult on Garrosh, and Max Passion on Dehaka. Alright, Mopsio, look at that. Perfect aim on level 1, going into a cocktail build to start things off here. And yeah, this is for all the marbles. This is for all the marbles right here. So it's time to shine and see how much they can go with this. We're currently having Blikitni already with the Master Taunt dancing around a little bit. And Skok is immediately going in. A bit of a catfight going on. Li Ming against Maiev here. Apparently Maiev is a little bit jealous. She looks over there and she sees that, well, Li Ming has a prince in the team. She has Tyrael as well, which is always, I mean, he is a pretty good catch. And on top of that, also Greymane, who I have heard is a beast in the sheets. And then Maiev looks over to what she has in her own lineup, and she's like, well, I have an orc with an underbite, and I got a dinosaur, so the hate is real, and it manifests itself into an early gank and kill against Li Ming here. Jealousy is just, it's ugly, honestly, it's just ugly. It's just something that I personally can't condone here. I can understand it to an extent why Maiev would be jealous in this setup, but I personally don't think that that reaction was really warranted here. Should be happy for Li Ming. It's 2019, I mean, come on. So, Mopsio and Polyboss already going for the first camp. We're seeing Maiev doing the same thing over here together with Galnagulnar down to the bottom of the map. Linked is catching the experience. That first kill there didn't really do a lot, but it gave a slight lead in experience over to Wind and Rain. And that's all you sometimes need to get that talent advantage. So the earlier level 4, it's going to be something. But yeah, let's see. We have more and more camps taken by both, so they're trying to time this around the tribute. Level 1, by the way, haven't really talked about it. Cassia went into a Lightning Fury build, so we're going to have Thunderstroke on level 1. We're going to see the cooldown reduction and the Pierce on level 13 and 16. And just trying to get those stacks together and murder it. And yeah, so with that, we're having level 4 talents. And that gives us, amongst other things, now also the thick skin. And there's the turnaround. Now they're going for Cassia. Oh, the kill! What? Marker gets taken down right there. Actually, I thought he would escape. I thought he would be able to escape, and then it's just like the splash damage that takes him down. Nicely done. There's a bit of a throw in as they're trying to take the aura out, which they do. No tribute on the map so far, and thanks to the shields with Tyrael, we're just having the entire time attempting to take the camp down. And up to the top lane, Mighty Prince Arthas, Mr. Nomi, is doing his thing here, and is actually doing quite a little bit of work against poor Dehaka, because Dehaka is pretty much alone right now. Alone in the wild world. Still gets the drag off against the Siege Giant, and is able to drag him into the range of the turrets. As a potential throw, Polyboss immediately will drones. And we're looking at the first triplet spawning in a few seconds, which obviously forces a rotation of both of them here. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So Maiev, jealous as she is already trying to go straight in for Blikitni again. Blikitni at this point is feeling pretty good on his Li Ming. And yep, there we have Berkult with the dodge. Dehaka hasn't even made a move just yet. So Dehaka is still sitting topside, and that forces Arthas to actually meet him there and take that experience. And with that said, I was just simply, yeah, Dehaka getting chased around here. It's pretty much just an interrupt game at the bottom of the map right now. Nobody at this point is really making any serious efforts to go for the tribute. Now with level 7, that changes the equation a little bit, and Wind and Rain is trying to pull that off. But yep, it's all about the cooldowns, and now Skok is in a perfect position here to channel that through, but Polyboss comes in, interrupts him once, and Arthas is in this weird spot where he always has to like be in the middle between the two lanes here, between middle and top, just on the off chance that Dehaka actually burrows down so that he can meet that move. But right now that's just not happening. So level 7 is ready for both sides, and that gives us on 7 now the Moonlit Arrows. They go for Berkult. Berkult with the Indomitable gets away for now. Cocktail again on level 7, also taken by Mopsio, who's playing around this more and more. But this is actually a really, really delayed first objective. I mean, we're already 4.5 minutes into this, and they are still not making any any decisive moves for that structure. It also allows, obviously, Cassia to attempt and get a few additional stacks together. That's a good setup on the other hand. And Tyrael is dead. Oh, but the counter kill and the value from the explosion. That was all calculated. They're trying to get the kill. Again, a nice save from Berghult. Can he save himself, though? He can, and he can get a kill, too. Or so you might think, but after or before Li Ming dies, she gets the Calamity kill against Cassia. So Berghult a little bit in the mixed bag here. First, he saves Cassia, then he kills her by throwing Li Ming with an active Calamity cooldown straight on top of her, but then he still gets the kill against her. So I'm looking at this and I'm just like, is this a win? Is this a loss? I can't really tell. Either way, it was funny. Now Berghult is already trying to make up for that and saying, like, at least I can interrupt them there. As the channels obviously are starting to come in one after another. But yeah, this is a pretty cool setup so far. 4 kills against 3. And also, with level 7 abilities, it gives us the swift retribution. Especially Karazim and Greymane are happy about that. And Potipos is still dancing around here. Level 10, any moment now. Any moment for nothing left. And then Wind and Rain just has to get the hell out of dodge. They're still sticking around. They're willing to fight this apparently, or to just stall it out a little bit longer to give the Haka a chance to get level 10 for themselves. Maka is rather low at this point. There's a 7-sided strike already. 10 on both sides right now. Here's the action, baby! And Li Ming with the damage. Berghult goes down. The reset, the sanctification! Full god mode with the ult here. Perfect timing from Tyrael. But they still haven't won the fight yet. Oh, Kidney dodging the stun, the double tether, the turnaround against Maka, the shields! And Nomi comes in too, trying to walk them down here. The containment disc stops him cold. And everybody after seeing my F is just saying like, we dare you, just try and take it. And we're gonna come in and punish you hard. Alright. 5 kills against 3, and the Fiesta isn't over just yet. There's the stun. No, Kidney gets the shield from Tyrael, and he needs it. Mopsio is also trying to get an angle, but Garrosh is starting to get back. 6 minutes, 50 seconds in. First tribute. First tribute. We are talking about the first tribute in the game, and we are already on level 11. Yeah, here comes again from the side. Nomi! That taunt is through, trying to walk Tirana down. 7-sided strike for the second time in this fight. Kidney's low. Tries to get the damage here, tries to get the Oopsie. The owl is missing as well, but that's the end of Nomi. Or is it? Isolation has hit him hard. In comes the kill against Karazim at least. Nomi is still on the run over to the right side, trying to escape here, and he is going to get away. That tribute is channeled and has to be interrupted again. We're 7 minutes and 30 seconds in, and that thing is still active, but finally it gets taken. Oh, as my old buddy Tychus always said, hell, it's about time. And it definitely was about time. I mean, we basically saw nearly every single ult twice in that fight. Not quite, but we came close to it. So now we have a lead in kills, 4-0 left, a slightly in experience for Wind and Rain, and the added tribute for them. The first tribute, I might add. So, yeah, so far so good. Also, obviously, I think this entire thing was dragged out for this long. You just look over to Cassia and her level 1, and it's 35 stacks. 35 stacks after tribute number 1. Cassia's just sitting there like, that's the way, I like it. And she's happy with that. She's very happy with that. Because that means that once the quest is completed and another 5 hits, she also has access to her level 13. So, looking good. You look good, girl. You do you. You do you. Cassia on 23,000 damage right now. And Li Ming on 22. Both of them pretty solid. So they're starting to make the jump in into the mid lane again. Next tribute is spawning, by the way, just saying. And with that, let's see how this is going to pan out right now. It's all about position, of course, first of all. Trying to get that set up. Here comes Arthas again with the army. Oh, Berghult. Are we going to see the throw? Turn around, throw, maybe something? Not yet. And there it is. There it is. Yep, Nomi was kind of asking for that one. Down he goes, and there's the disc trying to force the fight around Greymane right now. 13 talents are also in. And the sanctification just to move out safely. And guys, honestly, at that point, that's a tether. And Kidney is dead as well. That's another tribute. That's Wind and Rain taking tribute number 2 right there. Okay, so, well, in comes Pody. Interrupt? Ooh, I don't think so. Alright, 39, no completion just yet on the quest for Cassia on level 1, but still. With that said, we're having also, in the meantime, the level 13 talents ready on the other side, so both of the teams currently with it. Not quite sure if you can make the play for the boss, honestly, unless you know that your opponent is sitting topside, because the big problem is they don't have Sanctification. But at this point, they obviously can anticipate what's going on here. Here comes the Grounding Bolt, actually going into the additional slow right now. Not really a fan of that particular setup, I guess. Still trying to control the movements here a little bit, but they have already so many stuns and slows. So we're having, in this case, actually no cooldown reduction. As I said, not really a fan. But let's see how Maka is going to play around that. And we're having, in the meantime, boss taker on both sides. And that means also at the top side, we're having another big push for another fort down to the bottom of the map. The only defense they have is the Haka, so they're trying to play around him. Tribute 3 is also at this point appearing on the map, so it's all about trying to set a bit of a trap too. I mean, if they can at least get this, that would be great. But yeah, Nomi gets eaten by an owl, or at least hit by it. So now they know exactly what's coming. The Haka is going for the defense at the bottom. Li Ming is at least getting a little bit towards the top left. But now, the situation where you kind of have to win that fight, or how many hit points does that boss still have? Enough! If that tribute is taken quickly and it's a curse, that thing might actually go through the keep itself. So, for now, it's just, again, the poke that we're seeing here. And in the middle of the map, there's still Arthurs against Maiev. They're trying to force the fight as long as Maiev isn't there. The Haka hasn't made a move yet either. But the Haka has actually defended the bot lane. Here comes the 7-sided again. Maki eating a bit of the damage. Also having the quest completed for Arthurs and Cassia. And the boss still active at the top. There's the Sanctification. Nicely done. Can they get the kill against Maiev now? They try. Skok is low. Boss jumps into the back. And the kill against Skarosh. And they follow it up with a second one against Cassia. Cassia is dead, and that is, at least for now, a tribute in the hands of nothing left. The Haka has also died towards the top right, where they were able to take the dinosaur down. And Keep over here hasn't really taken any damage. It's 15 versus 15, but this was such an important fight. If they lose that, if that boss hits, then they are in a world of pain. But as it stands, we have now still that kill lead for nothing left. And as the game continues, that starts to matter more and more because of the death timer increase. And obviously they're going to try and get a little bit more done here too. So first of all, they take the fountain down. In an ideal world, they would have tried to also eliminate the fort itself. That so far hasn't worked. 35,000 damage for Li Ming, 30,000 for Greymane. 0 deaths, by the way, so far from Mopsio. Hasn't died in this game. And Cassia is sitting at 33k. And she is far ahead of anybody else on the side of Wind and Rain. So if you can shut her down, that's most of the damage already gone on the side of Wind and Rain in this particular setup. Bit of a glimpse here at the experience as well, in case you guys are interested. That hero kill advantage that we have for Blikidney and his boys gives them a solid 2,300 extra XP over their opponent. And the Haka, he doesn't even have the most experience in this game. He's sitting at 9,000, but look over to Arthurs and you see that he's actually doing really well. Marke in trouble once again as they're starting to jump onto him. But gets saved here, but obviously there was already a bit of a shock moment for them. Now we have, in addition to that, the wave of 100 fists taken. We're seeing the Executioner jumping in again. Nomi with the army, trying to walk them down. Here's the quick disc and the lockdown attempt with the Howling Blast. But a disc definitely countering out quite a lot here. Had to be thrown over by Maiev and also the ult on Tyrande herself. So that's actually a pretty bad exchange for Wind and Rain. They dropped 2 for 1 ults. And they're starting to jump in again. The taunt is there. Sanctification is perfect. And that's the kill. And the double Garrosh down. Cassia, it's a triple, baby. Make it a quad kill. That's an easy quad. And that's a 5-man team wipe right there. And guys, that comes thanks to Podibos, honestly. I mean, that guy deserves a crate of beer at the least, or a bottle of vodka. I mean, one of the two. He drops sanctifications that are honestly, that should be made illegal. I mean, he turned that fight around with absolutely no problem whatsoever. Dropped a big boy sanctification, and that was an easy turn that led to a 5-man team wipe. I mean, that was crazy good. So, really nicely done. And with that, we're having now a massive lead in experience, 13 kills against 16. That obviously shifted the momentum even more into the hands of Nothing Left. And they are looking at a very powerful setup where they now start to attack the mid lane. We have up at the top of the map, Dehaka desperately trying to get those Siege Giants out of the mix. That fort is already suffering. We're having to move straight through the middle here at the same time. But it is another potential fight here forced around the disc, but that is not going to yield any results. Nope, good Howling Blast from Nomi. Stopping the onslaught, making sure that nobody is going to move in too deep for that. And it's tribute number 3 for either one of the teams. So this is going to be curse. This is going to be the first curse of the game, 15 minutes in. And we have a stats advantage, 4-0 left. Isn't that going to be enough though? Sitting at the side. Oh no! Khaldor! Ooh, yeah, that was a dicey moment. And they go straight into the choke point here. Alright, they retreat for now. Link is sitting at the side. Ults have been exchanged already. That was a nice shot that they had against Tyrande here, but they couldn't kill her. Max Passion comes in, misses the drag, and starts to suffer as a result. But Blickidney is low. The disc is in. Blickidney on the run. 7-sided being used. And they're trying to get the kill against Maiev, but in the meantime, Maiev is about to fall. Cassia is dead. Garrosh is dead. Maiev is also down, and this is just a total nightmare for Wind and Rain. An absolute nightmare. The wind and the rain, they are both over. The clouds have cleared. It's blue skies all the way to GG City. And Nothing Left is currently looking to move in. That's a potential move straight for the core even. Death timer should be long enough. Fort in the middle is already about to fall. The keep at the bot lane doing the same. Gulnar gets eliminated. And it looks more and more as if Nothing Left is going to take a victory in game number 5 against Wind and Rain with their sub player Nomi here today. 18 kills against 6, a 2-level lead, and this is victory as Nothing Left with the Sanctification drops the core and drops the hopes of Wind and Rain to claim this series. Nice victory, GG, and well played.